Good morning, Namaskar. Engineer Suraj Singh speaking from Bharat, India. To all my friends who are interested to know about current status of what's happening regarding COVID-19 in our great country, Bharat, India. Title is Bharat, India, COVID-19 plus strain variant status update report published on 29.12.2020 being today, and this is effective date pertinent 20th December 2020, and regarding risk controls, no answers from nation, Excel file screen sharing, which file you are viewing on this video on your screen. This is screen share document which gives complete information to you, and this detailed information shall equip you with an understanding to see what actually data is. It's very important to know how it happens, what we are doing, where are we. My objective is to reach to certain required data, required locations where we can understand, are we doing something or we are not doing something. That's very important. And these highlighted columns give you information effective 31st August 2020. And this is not my information, this data, all data, whatever is there in about 100 entries, has been collected from government of our country website. They just publish this data every day for that day only. There is no backup, or maybe they have backup in their own offices. There is no backup or retrieval arrangement on website from where we can go and view past data. So this file gives you some data. I'm not claiming all data. Some data that is important for purpose of conducting analysis. Very, very brief analysis that I am interested in. And you people may also be interested, being intellectuals or others. Until we understand what data speaks, we cannot really understand data. Data is just for data purpose, or it's only for sake of publication, that is different. But if it speaks something, when I say data speaks something, this means it talks to us. If we listen to it, if we can listen to what it says, that's very good way to interpret what it is. Otherwise, it is just data for purpose of filing, and that never works in life. So before going into further explanation, let me give you what happened yesterday in our country and various states, and that is states-wise data. You know what is the purpose of this data. This data is also taken from government website regarding 28/12/2020 and published today on 29/12/2020, and we want to know about this. This is small 6 cells which we are viewing. We want answers to these cells from this data, but unfortunately, I could not find any answer. You see yourself, it's not my claim. You can view it very well. You can understand it very well about what's happening to our population that has been tested and what shall happen to others who have not been tested, and what do we expect from government in this regard, and where do we have any schedule or milestone that can give us something to control this COVID-19 strain, COVID-19 variant, others, etc. I call it usually COVID-19 plus. Control schedule cannot be charted out of this is, or can be charted out. We can say, let us put a question mark on that better, rather than ourselves are saying you can answer that question if you have certain this, or you can say no, I am just wrongly criticized government of this country. Data is very good and we get benefit of this data, so that will be fine. I have no problem with that. Let's go to Maharashtra, where whatever number of active cases, what number of total cases there is, that is 19.22048 lakhs. Karnataka 9.169009 lakhs. Andhra Pradesh 8.81273 lakhs. Tamil Nadu 8.15175 lakhs. Kerala 7.43563 lakhs. Delhi 6.23415 lakhs. Uttar Pradesh 5.82920 lakhs, West Bengal 5.4847 lakhs, Odisha 3.28738 lakhs, Rajasthan 3.06158 lakhs, Telangana 2.85465 lakhs, Chhattisgarh 2.76337 lakhs, Haryana 2.61258 lakhs, Bihar 2.50390 lakhs, Gujarat 2.42655 lakhs, Madhya Pradesh 2.39228 lakhs, Assam 2.15997 lakhs, Punjab 1.6568 lakhs, Jammu and Kashmir 1.20293 lakhs, Jharkhand 1.14420 lakhs, Uttarakhand 89,850, Himachal Pradesh 54,680, Goa 50,772, Pondicherry 3,802, Tripura 332, Manipur 2,806, 806, Chandigarh 1,955, Arunachal 166, Meghalaya 133, Nagaland 1191, 1,191, Ladakh 94, Sikkim 5, Andaman Nicobar 49, Mizoram 41, Dadra Nagar 33, Lakshadweep 0. This is whatever data that you can say total cases. Updated status till yesterday, December 28, 2020. Active cases column is this. You can see active cases here because there are total cases. This is your active cases, and here is the X ratio 3.30% they are saying. We can check ourselves, but this data is complicated data. Maybe if we don't get, let us say, if we can find out the value, let us say active cases divided by this, multiplied by 100, because this value is, so it's not giving value, there is reference there, so you forget it, reference is there. Reference means there are a combination of two values, just like there is 24898 here in total cases, maybe up, and this is up, this is discharge, like that. So, or we have to take only this value. Let us try only without that value. Let us say 5, problem is combined value. Let us say 582, 942, and that is divided by 192248 multiplied by 100. So here we get 30. I think something, or maybe in my value something wrong. Let me see. 582942 divided by 19222048. It is 30%, 100. I think there is some wrong in these active cases. Something, because they are saying 3.03 while it is coming 30.3. So some error may be there in 582, 942. It may be, I don't know why it's written like that. 582, 942. It could be 582 or 582, 94. It could be, let's say, 94. Let us say, let me put decimal here so that we can understand that. Let's say decimal here. No, it's not working. Maybe something else, I'm not able to understand this. Okay, no problem. This means there is confusion, it's all causing confusion, that is called confusion. This value divided by this value must give us 3, and this value, active discharge ratio, this over this must give this value, but there is some error in their data. I don't know what's that. We will see. Let them clarify if they want. If they want to clarify, no problem. We have active ratio, we have discharge ratio, and we have death ratio. These three ratios are there. These are freely given here. We cannot say any combined thing. So 2.6% is average on that, on active ratio. On discharge ratio, 93.43% is average. On 1.2%, that is death, is average. So these two cells here, active ratio and death, both if we combine, it becomes 3.8% according to today's publication. It varies every day. This varies, all these three values vary every day. By chance, this 1.2% stays there for many days because there is a question of death, very small number, so it changes not very frequently, it doesn't change. Now, purpose of this is we have to project our mind where do we stand. We as citizens of this country, what do we understand by this data? What this data tells me and you, where I am standing. Data says something, and that something is like to understand what birds speak, or what animals speak, or what your car speaks. Car voice says something. Same thing here, this data has some voice, which voice is its own data script. We have to extract what it says, because there is no recommendation or no prediction based on scientific analysis of this data that is missing. So let us conclude this ourselves, let us chart it out ourselves, and that is the projection I am taking every 3 months, which is a quarter of a year. I think we will take every month, would take a lot of time, so I just say, okay, we consider only quarter of a year, that is 3 months. So this is first month, and fourth, I just left 1 month aside besides, because first month is not very important. Even first quarter is not important, no problem, we take like this, fourth, then 7th, 10th, 10 plus 3, 13, plus 3, 16, plus 3, 19, plus 3, 22, plus 2, 5. It's like that. Add 3 to every value, you'll get quarter of a month. Now we have to understand where hazard is. There's hazard, of course, it should be population, and question is conduction. We should conduct more tests. I'm sorry. We should conduct more tests, or we should do rapid testing. The same thing means more tests and more rapidly, very rapidly. That's what the suppositions are, and that's why the question mark. This is to be decided by people of India, people of Bharat, and this is death percentages. Accordingly, I have taken, say, 1.2% government data is saying, and maybe I say this is first time, the first stage of this. Today's I consider, for let us say we consider today first one. So this is 1.2%, it says. Okay, we take today, let us say datum line. Let us say, it's not datum line. We can say this datum line. So this is 1.2%. Say it is in first time. Then we say 1.2%. This is only for those, it comes out of those have been tested, and that is about 13%. It has crossed 13%. So it is, we say, this data relates to 13% people. 13% people of this country, which is according to this sheet, you can say here, 16 crore 98 lakhs individuals have been tested so far, and which is 13.062%. Whatever data they are giving is based on this value. That is a fact one. We cannot deny this fact, nobody can deny this fact. But this fact also says something, that when you consider whole population, let us say it is 100 because of a percent, so balance is remaining is 86.938%. For 86.938% we have no data. So we have to chart out proportionally, mathematically or analytically that one. So when I say 1.25% apply, when I apply this data onto remaining population as well, when we consider 130 crore people, and this percent is 1.3, we assume that this apply, let us apply to whole population. So this goes to, from a value that is here in this sheet, the death value is 148,153, and it is about 1.2% according to the sheet, 1.2%. So this 1.2% changes to, it changes to, you can say 1.56 crore deaths rather than what is shown here, 148,153, 148,153. This figure changes here, and it goes to 1.56 crore deaths, right? It is 1.2 when you multiply by 130 here, which is population. This factor is multiplied by this factor here in this cell. This IQ 42, whatever is IQ, and IO is here, IO is here 130 crore, and I am 42, I am 42, 1, 2. We multiply these two and we get this value. Now it is 1.56. Current status is that in number 1 cell. I am in month 1. Now let us consider a period of 3 months. Same value we use, but in 3 months we assume that there shall be an incremental death of 0.25 factor. So this 1.2 I raised to 1.5 according to 1.25 factor, and 1.5 gives a value similarly out of 130 crore to 1.95%. So this 1.5 first 1.2% goes to 1.56, then 1.56 goes to 1.95, and similarly at every quarter, you can see here, at every quarter you will find changes in value from 1.2% to 7.15% in a period of 2 years. So 1.5%, 1.87%, 2.34%, 2.93%, 3.66%, 4.58%, 5.72%, and then 7.15%. At 2 years, I am taking that period now. So this value of 1.56, which has actual 1 out of 130 crore people, goes to 1.95 crores, 2.44 crores, 3.05 crores, 3.81 crores, 4.76 crores, 5.95 crores, 7.44 crores, 9.29 crores. That value is important, and it is somewhere here if you see in this graph. You'll find time here and crores value here. My question is, and your question should be, even if we project this and we understand this, are we ready to accept 1.56 crores death currently, and then it goes like this, and at you can say that it's 1 year, at 1 year and 3.8 crores, at 6 months it should be 2.44 crores, then about 2 years it should 9.2 crores. Are we happy with that? My initial question is, are we happy? क्या हम खुश हैं इतने नुकसान से, इतनी टाल से? सिर्फ डेथ की बात कर रहा हूँ, only I'm talking about that. Are we happy with that? अगर हम इतने लोगों को मरने के लिए तैयार हैं, that is a question. क्या हम इतना सह पाएंगे? This is only on 1.2, 1.20%, 1.2% पर मैं बात कर रहा हूँ. और अगर हम if you combine these two values, which is real one, because these people have lost their lives, and these may lose their lives. Nobody can say. Out of 2.6%, how many lose life or how many are discharged in this cell, that is a different issue. But analytically, we should combine these two to know what shall happen if this combined. It becomes 3.8% rather than 1.2%, something more than, you can say, 3 times, more than 3 times. You imagine now what I'm saying. So in this place, if I keep here, it becomes 3.8 here, and you see values will increase like that. You see here, what was 9.29 is now 29.41, and you can see this chart. Very, very situation, very, very dirty situation, you can say, a situation which no one can expect and no one can accept. But you expect, don't expect, and don't accept that your acceptance or rejection is not going to work here, because see, tally projection, 29.41 crore people. This is government data projection, not my projection. I mean, I'm just working on that projection because government has not done that. So what do we say? Let's go back to 1.2%. Even if we accept 1.2%, this is tally to 9.29%, 3.81%, 3.81 crore at end of 1 year, and 9.29 at end of 2 years. So where is this? You know, whole population we do not know. What happened to our remaining 87% people? They also do not know our people. And the question is, should we expect government to do that? Yes, it is job of government to do this. But if government does, and if government does not do it, who can do it? Because we have to see some plan where we can handle this properly. And that plan can be constructed and can be designed only when we have certain dependable data. We have certain speaking data, and that data can tell us what you have to do, how I am moving, what is my status, in this direction I am moving, with what speed I am moving, and how far can I go to impact on you. So when data says something, we can get it. We can design that, I mean to say, we can chart out or formulate some program, some scheme to inform a bar chart or inform of whatever other plan, a circuit plan, we can understand and do this. That is what is professionally required. Now we go back to sheet and see what it says, which is very important point in this talk sheet, which is, of course, this is regular sheet. I'm not changing much on that. But if you see these five, most important of this talk is these five, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, these five highlighted columns which give information about total number of tests update till yesterday and daily tests conducted here, whereas infections update are here and daily positive declarations are here and updated death column is this. These five, there are much more information which is not very relevant to analysis, but state-wise I have already given to you, and based on that state-wise this total update has been recorded by them. So there is some error, I don't know, but these data are very important for you to understand. Other data are calculations, there are so many cells you will find in this. Maybe some people confuse why so much information is there. I would say this is only serial number, this is report date, and this is population indicating only, which I am considering 130 crores. You may consider whatever value, and this is only for, let us say, what you consider 125, so it becomes, all values changes, and if you consider 130, 120, even then, I'm sorry, if you consider 135, consider 120, this is again changes. So let us keep to 130 only for purpose of explanation. You can understand that. And daily percentage is that, is out of this population, what percent we are testing. And this is really shameful that we are testing here, say 0.038%, and let us say here somewhere on 23rd October testing 0.111%, and if you go down to, let's say on you can say September 15th, we tested 0.062%, and you can see now here, let us say 1st of December, we tested just 0.075%, and on 15th December, it was 0.076%, and if you take it 20th December, 0.085, and if you say yesterday, just 0.055, and and averages of this percentage daily 0.078. You can see what small work it is, means what is profile, what level of work we are doing. We are not doing anything, in fact, we are not doing anything, to be very, very frank. And this is 304 days today, that is 29th day of this month, and 304 days is here, and we can say, we say, one piece. So this data is really very, very extraordinary, you can say. We enter into this data minutely, and we can say this 304 number of days today when I count from March 1st, and we have done this much only. And here we say I take value of F and C. This F is here, F105, that is today's publication, and C106, that is number of days here. So per day we are testing 5.58 lakhs only, based on this one, this value of which makes entry today. So we are not moving very fast, in fact. And if you go on to percentage total tests, how much percentage of this total test done over population. So, you can say today it is, if you see that till now, 13.062, as I indicated, as I told before, 13.06 only. Now, this is very important point. Means how fast we are moving. This says that we are not moving any further. We are not doing something very extraordinary. In 304 days, we can do only this. That point is very, very considerate. And it also says that 86.93% people who have not been tested, or they are sitting without test. Reason? There is no mandate on test. There is no compulsion on test. It is duty of state to test everybody, but state is not functioning accordingly. State is silent and everybody is silent, and people are, I think, not going in that direction. So population 87 is untested, and that population 86.938 in terms of people, in terms of crores, it is 113 crores out of 130 crores. And here is data of, that is, yes, it is about, you can say, this is total number of tests done, and here it is how many tests were conducted yesterday. Yesterday, that was December 28th, 2020, publication on today, 29 December 2020, conducting test on 9.83695 lakhs, 9,83,695 were tested only, whereas it should be somewhere 1.23 crores, or half of that if you say 6 months period. Well, we'll talk it later on. Only this number of people were tested yesterday, and if you go further, till yesterday, number of detected positive cases is 1,224,303. Repeat, 1,224,303. 1 करोड़ 2,24,303 केस कल तक हुए, और कल जो टेस्ट हुए 9,83,695 हुए, और अब तक जितने केस रिकॉर्ड किए गए 16,98,01,749। अब तक जितने टेस्ट पॉजिटिव, जितनी पॉपुलेशन को टेस्ट किया गया 13.062%, और जिनका अभी तक नहीं हुआ या जो नहीं होगा यहाँ हम नहीं जानते क्या होगा। आज की तिथि में 86.938%। खैर चलिए आगे विल सी। Now they say that yesterday only positive number of people stands at 16,432. 16,430, very beautiful figure, you can say, really standing figure, no problem at all. Means claim is we are going down. Again, they control here. Government pinpoints here at this cell 16,432, means we are moving very, very successfully. But they never coordinate with this value of 13.063, which is very important. According to this analysis, this 16,432 is fictitious, though it is recorded, it is fictitious. Really, it is 155,911, because I multiplied by 7, of course 7, because this is 13 into 7 somewhere, 7 or some factor to divide, so it is actually more than 1.5 lakhs. It should be that much according to proportional calculations. And number of deaths that have occurred till now is 148,153, 1,48,153 मृत्यु हो गई अब तक, and yesterday's was 252. So this is total officially published number of deaths, and this is officially published projections of detection yesterday. Now, if we move further on this, you can see first of all, you see graph. This graph is telling you something. You can see profile though is coming down here. It is coming down and that's why they are happy. But if you see profile like this, it clearly says that there is no parabola curve or hyperbola curve or sine curve or cos curve. It is just like this. Friends, nobody knows what happens in yesterday, what happened today, what will happen tomorrow. This curve is uneven without anything, hills and valley, you can see valley, hills, like that. It's moving. So it is alarming curve. It tells us sleeping state of people, non-attendance by people, non-attendance by seriously understanding, no attempt by government managers, no attempt by public managers. Nobody knows what is happening in this country. To an extent, this data is related. That's what it says. And if you see, all this data is available. And why I'm saying this? I'm saying because I don't like what is being performed. I'm not satisfied with that as a citizen of this country. I need more. Actually, it is void. It is zero what has been shown so far. It simply says that nothing is moving in this direction, and we have to be very, very, calculative. Why are we sleeping? I'm clearly saying government is sleeping and people are sleeping. Both are sleeping, both are inefficient, and both are not serious, and we do not worry about anything. There is no interest in testing whole population. It is very, very clear. Government is not interested in conducting policy test. I mean to say policy where test should apply to everyone. There is no such indication. If till now only 13% people have been tested, this means it's not government policy. It's public that is automatic, that's going for test. They are not calling everyone for test. It is individual who either feel some symptoms or who has some courage to have test. So this 13% are only those people who may be affluent, they have money for them, and 87% people who are not affluent, who are in poor profile of section of strata and who cannot afford test, so they are not going for test. Means there is no government plan that people should be tested. That is, you can say, non-existing policy, policy-less government it is to an extent COVID-19 is concerned. So when there is no policy, I should not say no change in government, but there can be change in thinking of government. Think about this. It's your duty. Be serious. Open your eyes. This is what you should do. But I regret with highest degree about this issue, that it's not working at all. So I can say, if you see my submission on post, that URL of posts are given on this text. Let me first go through that so that at least we know what we have done. This file I can't show you. If you want to see this file, you can go to text of this video when you finish this and read what I said. I said in title, Bharat India COVID-19 plus strain variant, status update, report date 29 December and effective date 28 December 2020. Risk controls, no answers from government, and that is very important one. Risk controls, which we will talk of. Bharat India again same, and this is screen share, and there are URLs of posts and URLs of video, and many videos are there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37. So 39 video URLs are there, and today I think it's 40th one. So today is 40th. I did not use previous one, but these 40 videos are here. Others are also there. I could not locate all URLs. So I use this only for understanding. So, and similarly, there are so many posts here. I can't count posts. These means maybe very small, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. So it is about 20, more than 20, 24 URLs of posts. So these are enough for you because nobody has that much time to browse all. Now we say Bharat India, COVID-19 strain variant report update on 29th December, that is today. Bharat public must think very seriously about how to achieve risk prevention by application of pertinent measures in relation to COVID-19 plus explosion, because nothing is being seriously done by nation and government is not considering anything. COVID-19 strain variant has already spread in many countries such as Canada, United Kingdom, Australia, European areas, Singapore, Hong Kong, Sweden, Jordan, and many more. Bharat India has already crossed 1 crore, according to this report, 1 crore cases. Individuals out of 130 crores, only 16.9 crores, you can say, have been tested. You can say only 13.06% it is, and remaining 86.93% population stands untested, right? So due to lacking no policy of government, they have not been tested. No worry for even COVID-19 strain plus on government or on people of Bharat India, as most of the people of our nation have become careless and ignorant. No plan is available for remaining 86.938% population, or 87 you can say, remaining untested, which has made it impossible to fix certain required milestones and schedule out prospective time-scale based plan. Testing speed has been non-conducive. Real estate of future, real estate, S-T-A-T, not estate, real estate of future COVID-19 in Bharat India cannot be correctly forecast or predicted analytically. In this connection, I had sent email many days past giving many of above URLs to government, which email acknowledgement had been received, but for that, because it's automated, I think, that's why I received. There's no personal attention to acknowledge that. But no further response from government received, and no other plan scheme information by scheme informed by government of what they are going to do. No change or accelerating program is visible. No program is available. In fact, testing speed has been still really very, very unsatisfactory. No change seems to be on part of government to an extent testing on whole population is concerned. Government of India does not take any responsibility for testing of common citizen. It is assumed to be responsibility of citizen to have a test conducted if one feels that it is affected by COVID-19. Government of India has distanced itself from owning public health responsibility. Total tests conducted up to 28/12/2020, December 28, 2020, 16 crores 98 lakhs 1,749. Total tests conducted on yesterday 28/12/2020 is 9 lakhs 83,695. Total corona infections till 28 December 2020 is 1 crore 2 lakhs 224,303, and positive cases declared on 28 December 2020 16,432, which I call always manipulated data by government. That's up till 28/12/2020, 28 December, that's 148,153, 1,48,153. Population they tested is 13.062% only since March 2020. Remaining population remaining without test 86.938%. Time required for whole population testing is 1276 days. Whole population time required remaining population testing is 1109 days. And this figure of 1276 and 1109 required, they admissible or not, we have to see. This 1109 must be down, but it's not going down. I've seen for many weeks, it's not falling. Why is government not improving its bad performance? I cannot answer. This is not at all clear on publication. It should be there in terms of comments or somewhere else. There should be some plan, but they have failed to give that. I don't know why are they acting like kids. Government has actually ignored poor, lower class society members from testing. Why is government of India sleeping? No answer, and public too is sleeping. There's no answer from public as well, because public is innocent, public is overconfident, and public has many negative points which do not allow them to care about. This seriousness remains absent. Seriousness does not exist. Government does not look anxiously to test all citizens. Speed is too low. This is clear indication that there is no initiation, there is no enforcement from government to conduct tests of everyone. Why should people of Bharat area suffer for none of their faults? And these faults are from state, from government. Only sufferers are poor sections in society who cannot afford for testing and treatment. Why are suffering people not raising voices? Have people become voiceless? Why has government of India left its responsibility onto people? It seems that all people shall not be tested because till now no change in policy of government has been observed. Really speaking, there exists no government policy towards public handling of COVID-19 strain plus test yourself, dear poor. Poor people, if you are intent to be COVID-19 tested, do it by your own expenses because no government exists for you. Spend 1,200 to 2,400 rupees for testing one time, and this amount depends on which area you are located. Generally, in cities areas or you can say advanced areas, there is a 2,400 for test, and in other areas, suburban areas, you can say around 1,200 per person. After testing over and being detected positive, pay for your treatment as well, along with medical assistant cost. Remember, medical attendant charges 1,500 to 3,000 per day for COVID-19 patients. If you isolate in your own room, also all expenses of attendant food, boarding and lodging you have to afford for 17 days at least. You have to buy medicines, injection, oxygen if required, pay for ventilator as well, and all PPE is a personal protective equipment necessary for attendant. If you stay in hospital room, rent itself would cost you around 10,000 to 20,000 per day a minimum. Therefore, we ready with many lakh rupees. People shall have to decide for themselves, but there exists no one responsible for you. People for government, from government, COVID-19 virus explosion has to happen. Come what may, due to inefficiency and sleeping attitude of government, COVID-19 shall certainly explode in our Bharat India, in form of COVID-19 plus variant strain nuclear fission. In nation where neither public is serious nor government is serious, nothing other than explosion would happen. A society that remains non-serious and on top of that sleeping should face those adverse results. A nation that cannot think to resolve problems seriously, such results are imminent. Nation cannot wait for many years to have prevention from impact of COVID-19. Out of my understanding that 1.3 billion people, including many crores intellectuals whose lips are stitched perfectly. They cannot speak, they cannot write. Speak up all to take necessary action because government is in totality lethargic. Government is trying to ignore COVID-19 by diverting issues. Think to get working and not current sleeping one government. Chowkidar or guard can also sleep and often sleeps. This is also true. Only point here remains that we have to be very serious, which we are not. What to do, how to do, that's an issue because when we talk, when we analyze something, we must have some proposal and some responsible or responsive answer to solve some problem, and that point is very important, and every day I bring to your attention because every day it changes. Now you say we have about 86.938% people whose tests are still to be done if we require to be done. And this 130 crore people is a big requirement of testing. That's why government runs away from that exercise. But if whatever tests are going on, even if people go themselves, and as it looks from this recorded yesterday, 9.83 lakhs people were tested. If you take into consideration such issues, then we can say what's happening. And this is what I've done in this, say, if you see D5, this is population minus F105, which is here F105, that is total population tested. So we find difference of how many people are left, and we can say if I divide that by this value I106, which is here average value I06, on based on that average I'm finding this 1109. And if I say no, I take only current status, then it will be too high. For example, when 106, I take 105, and you will see it goes to 1149. So I just keep it down 1109. So every day, if I use this, it will be different values. So just for making it easy, I kept this average, which is in cell 106, I106. I use this value for this purpose, so it's fine. And here I use different way. I use E106, that is this one, and I reverse it, so I get number of days for whole population, that's 0.078 average. I reverse that one. Now here it says that if you want, so first of all let me tell this 9 crores production is from data, but when I say no, it's 35 crore, depending on application of factor of 3 on this value of P106 out of 100, we can say 35.636 crore people are projected in this case, projected. And we can say M102, that is here, M102, we should take this one, I think, M102, maybe this, I don't change that, no problem. I take M105 or M105, we can say, we find this value here, so M105, so let us say, so this is this one. Okay, this is just data, we are not going to do anything with that. Let us move on to solution. What is solution after all? Solution is only theoretical here because I cannot control practice here. I do not know how whole people would react. But solution is that if we move with this speed, or arithmetical or natural nation is moving, that requires 1109 days more. With that speed I'm saying, not otherwise. If testing is not done, nothing will happen. With that speed, it requires 1109 days. But question is, are we in a position to wait for 1109 days, which is 3.04 years? Its value is in years, 36 months. Can we wait? That's the only point. Practically, people cannot wait for 3 years because if a patient is there, that person cannot wait for 3 years as far as COVID-19 is concerned. There will be death, even if person is very strong. In a couple of days, person can die. There are cases that people got COVID, by chance they discovered, and person lost his life, or even after death of someone, it was detected that person suffered from COVID-19. It happened in USA. One person was flying, and that person fainted in plane, and later on he was taken to hospital. But in hospital he was declared dead, and when it was investigated, it was declared that the person suffered from COVID-19. So this result can happen. Remember, this situation can come to everybody. No one is unaffected by that. No one is spared there. So this can happen here as well. So it's very important that we cannot digest 1,109 days. We can only, because keeping abreast in mind consideration number of people in this country, which is 113 crores now for purpose of remaining tests. So we have to reduce time, and that's only possible if we, whatever tests or whatever resources, whatever you can say staff we are using for test purpose, how many number of kits we are using, whatever is required for that, we have to increase that. We have to multiply availability and augment many number of times. And I say, let us keep a period of 3 months to 6 months. Let's start with 3 months. If you say 3 months, you have to augment whatever resources you are using for purpose of testing to 12 times. 3 to, this you have to raise to 12 times. In that case, for 3 months we can test, that's 91 days. For every day, we have to test about 1 crore 24 lakh people. Let's say 1.25 crore people, individuals. This is only way to finish in 3 months. And if you say no, 6 months, okay, we adjust 6 months because we are big population. This is 6 months. It would then be half of that, and 62 lakhs you have to test, come what may. 62 lakhs per day to 1.25 crore or 124 lakhs per day. That is what is solution, and that is also in 3 to 6 months. If you want to immediate, you have to, and this is only for testing, remember. Treatment is separate. Now out of this, they are saying that about active cases percentage, as you know, it's saying is active cases percentage, which is here, active cases percentage now, it's going to be 2.6%. They are saying that says 1.2. So forget that here in this case. Active cases is 2.6. So we can say, if we consider that 2.6% of 113 crore people, 113 crore into 2%, you can see how many people are there. You can say 2%, 130 crore people, 120, 130 crore people, and into 2%, you can say it's that much. Yeah, well, I think it's a big amount. So let's say how much it is. Let us say this is that value. You can say 2 crore 26, 2%, 2.26 crore. It's no joke. 2.26 crore active cases according to their statistics out of remaining population. Can you imagine this? You cannot imagine this, but it is like that. 2.26 crores must be active cases, and we have to think about that. Can we handle that? Point is that. Do we have power to treat them? Do we have those facilities that we can digest these 2.2 crore people? If say whole population is tested, just imagining that. Just keeping in mind whole population tested, we have to treat 2.25 crore people. That's where we stand. But do we have that? We don't have that. That's also true. So we have to augment treatment power. We have to augment treatment infrastructure, and that is very difficult actually. So this is a very serious issue, and it is so serious if it's not done, it's not taken into consideration immediately, we shall see very, very problematic time in future. And that's only purpose of conducting this analysis, that we should know where do we stand and where is fire risk. Fire, I'm saying, because this is also a kind of fire, not necessarily it should be a blaze or it should be, real fire. Fire means fire kills everybody. So this is also killing crores and crores in future. This is going to kill crores and crores in future. So this is also a kind of fire that we should be worried about. We should worry about. That fire can be controlled by firefighters, and that fire is not in crores of houses. That fire can be one house or two houses at a time, one building or two buildings. But this fire is in crores of people, and there can be no fire tender that can extinguish or that can contain this fire. That is only point here, that everybody is subject to invisible COVID-19 variant and plus fire, and that fire if we get, and particularly if we contract COVID, COVID-19 strain or variant, it's going to be very, very difficult, because once you get COVID-19 variant or plus, or you can say strain, certainly your life shall go. This is statistics of that. In COVID-19 alone, you can come out safe, but in this COVID-19 with the strain and all that, you shall go from this planet. That's why it's very serious matter, and we have to be serious. We have to think of first testing, and then we have to think of how to treat them, those who are active people in COVID-19. That's where it's very dangerous, and risk is always risk until it is understood. And once we understand what is risk, what problem caused that risk, then we can find a solution to that. And that is an attempt we are doing here, making here, theoretically, to know, just to know what is happening within invisible spectrum, how many people can be impacted upon, and that's only purpose of this talk. And I think you understand what I mean. I'm sure risk prevention is very important in engineering and in society. If we see some risk exists, we have to understand that risk. First of all, we have to see risk, and if risk is visible or we can identify that risk, then if we are very serious, we are not sleeping, okay, leave it behind, we say leave behind, leave it, no problem. And it's, no, we have to consider even there is a one problem or two problem or three problem, or very small problem. We have to take consideration risk existence and find out where this risk came from, how did it evolve, what was the reason behind that, and this all is called analysis. And if we can find solutions to those points, those factors, then we can say, okay, we take action now, and it is called risk prevention analysis. So we will stop that risk, or if this risk comes, we are ready to face that, to encounter that. That's the purpose of loss prevention. It's called loss prevention, or you can say, we can say there could be loss due to that factor of risk, those factors of risk, and we understood them in time, and we reduced those losses, or we eliminated those losses. That is called risk prevention, which is a technical term, and we call it hazards. There are hazards. So COVID-19 is a hazard, COVID-19 strain and all that plus are hazards. So we have to take into our consideration how to fight with these hazards. And once we know that, means there are two issues: either fight once they come in, or you be ready with all solutions before they come in. Both are there. So better is to suppress risk itself rather than its effects, So we call risk prevention is better than curing of effects, curing of risk. So if we understand risk, we can take actions to prevent that risk. And that is where we can say scientific analysis, scientific work is. This we have to understand before everything where risk lies in. So my dear friend, purpose is different. मेरा जो कहना है आपसे कि बचने के दो तरीके हैं। एक तो जब मुसीबत आ जाए उसके बाद सोचिए बचेंगे कैसे, और एक तब जब मुसीबत आने से पहले हम समझ जाएं कि मुसीबत क्या है। और अगर हम समझ जाएं कि मुसीबत क्या है पहले, तो मेरे हिसाब से दिमाग बहुत काम करता है, क्योंकि हमें पता लग जाता है मुसीबत आ रही है और हम उससे कैसे लड़ेंगे, और हम ढूंढ लेते हैं कि हम उससे कैसे लड़ेंगे। क्योंकि हम क्यों ढूंढ लेते हैं, उसके पीछे कारण होते हैं। हम जब जान जाते हैं कि ये रिस्क क्यों आ रही है, भाई इस रिस्क का ये कारण है, तो हम उसको समझ के उसका इलाज पहले कर लेते हैं कि हम इस रिस्क को आने ही नहीं देते। वो लड़ाई करने की जरूरत ना पड़े, उससे पहले ही हम तैयार रहते हैं। उसे कहते हैं नुकसान को बचाना, कि वो नुकसान तो करेगी ही करेगी। एक तो नुकसान ऐसा होगा कि आ गई, हमको समझ नहीं आया था और उसने हमारा नुकसान कर दिया, लाइफ का नुकसान कर दिया और प्रॉपर्टी का नुकसान कर दिया, गुड्स का नुकसान कर दिया। और एक ऐसी होती है कि हम पहले समझ गए क्यों आई, कैसे आई, क्या कारण थे, और हम कारणों को तोड़ दिया, उनका हमने हल निकाल लिया और वो रिस्क आ ही नहीं पाई। वो लॉसेस पहले ही हमने, वो लॉस होने से पहले इनको संभाल लिया। तो ये दोनों तरीके होते हैं। समझदार लोग वही होते हैं जो पहले तरीके को अपनाएं कि हम रिस्क को आने ही नहीं देंगे, जो कि इंजीनियरिंग का हिस्सा है। इंजीनियरिंग का हिस्सा है विज्ञान का हिस्सा है, रिस्क प्रिवेंशन सेफ्टी का हिस्सा है, हेल्थ सेफ्टी एनवायरनमेंट का हिस्सा है। रिस्क प्रिवेंशन जिनको पता है, वैसे सब लोगों को, ऐसा नहीं है कि मैं ही बता रहा हूँ। रिस्क से कैसे पहले बचा जाए या रिस्क आने के बाद बचा जाए, हम बात जो कर रहे हैं रिस्क से पहले की कर रहे हैं। अगर आपको पता लगेगा, जैसे मकान हम बनाते हैं, हम जानते हैं कि मकान में आग लग सकती है, सबको पता है। भूचाल वगैरह तो खैर है, मैं उसकी बात नहीं कर रहा। रिस्क कौन सी, भूचाल भी रिस्क होता है, लेकिन जैसे आग लगने की हम बात कर रहे हैं, आग लग जाए मकान में तो मकान खराब हो जाता है, टूट जाता है, गिर जाता है। लेकिन वही आग अगर कुछ समय के लिए लगे, मान लीजिए 15 मिनट के लिए लगे, आधे घंटे के लिए लगे, 1 घंटे के लिए लगे, और हम मकान को कितना मजबूत बना के रखे हैं उसके ऊपर निर्भर करता है कि मकान क्या आधे घंटे खड़ा रहेगा, 1 घंटे खड़ा रहेगा या 2 घंटे खड़ा रहेगा। उसके हिसाब से हम उसका डिज़ाइन करते हैं। इसी प्रकार से मशीनों का होता है कि कितना एडिशनल लोड ले पाएगी कि नहीं ले पाएगी, अर्थिंग से क्या नुकसान फ़ायदे होंगे, ओवर वोल्टेज हो गई तो क्या होगा। ये सब चीज़ें वहाँ मशीन में भी होती हैं। लेकिन जब हम समझ जाते हैं कि हम इसको कितना मजबूत बना सकते हैं तो वो रिस्क भी ख़त्म हो जाती है। कोई भी चीज़ परमानेंट तो नहीं है। आग लगेगी तो मकान गिरेगा ही गिरेगा, कंक्रीट खराब होगी ही होगी, स्टील भी खराब होगी, लेकिन एक लिमिट तक अगर हम समझ लें, हम इसको इससे आगे नहीं जाने देंगे, उसको कहते हैं रिस्क प्रिवेंशन। मकान तो गिरेगा तो लॉस हो गया, लेकिन अगर हमने बचा लिया और उसकी आग बुझाने के बाद उसको रेट्रोफिट कर दिया तो यही हम चाहते हैं, उसे कहते हैं लॉस प्रिवेंशन। अगर हम मकान को गिरने से बचा लें और उसमें कुछ और एडिशन कर दें स्ट्रेंथ का, तो वही उसी स्टेट में आ गया करीब करीब। ये कहने का मतलब है, अगर हम आज समझ जाएं कि कोविड-19 आने वाला स्ट्रेन और प्लस किस तरह हमारा नुकसान करेंगे, हम उसे कैसे जानें, वो जानना बहुत ज़रूरी है। और उसी के लिए हम ये बात कर रहे हैं, हम जानें कैसे। मजाक में लेना एक बात होती है और सीरियसली लेना दूसरी बात होती है। हम बात बहुत गंभीरता से कर रहे हैं कि उससे हम कैसे बचें, और ये बहुत ज़रूरी है। अगर आप इस बात को समझ जाएंगे तो अच्छा लगेगा, क्योंकि बात को हंसी में टालना, मजाक में टालना, उसको अनजान स्थिति में लेना, अरे छोड़ो यार कुछ नहीं होता है, किसको हुआ है कोरोना, देखो ना हम हैं, हमें बता दो किसको कोरोना हुआ, ये बातें ठीक नहीं है। कोरोना आपसे पूछ के तो आपको नहीं होगा, और हो सकता है आपको हो, आपको पता भी ना हो। कैसे कह सकते हैं आपको नहीं है? ऐसे बहुत से केस हैं, बहुत से केस हैं कि लोगों को पता ही नहीं है उनको कोविड है, और बाद में कुछ मर भी जाते हैं तो पता लगता है कोविड था। ये बात समझने की है। इससे ज़्यादा वैसे नहीं लेते कि हम बहुत पहलवान हैं, हम बहुत मजबूत हैं। अरे अच्छे अच्छों को हो सकता है, चींटी भी हाथी को मार सकती है, हमें ये नहीं भूलना चाहिए। इसलिए ठीक है, बाकी समस्याएं अपनी जगह हैं, दूसरे जो भी प्रॉब्लम्स अपनी जगह है, लेकिन ये प्रॉब्लम सभी की है, ये एक की नहीं है। बाकी बीमारियां सबको नहीं आई, लेकिन ये बीमारी सबके पीछे आ रही है, खड़ी है। जो बच गया तो बच गया, जो नहीं बचा तो उसके अंदर आ जाएगा। और एक बार अंदर आ गए तो भाई निकलना इतना आसान भी नहीं है। अगर केस बिगड़ जाता है तो फिर हाथ से निकल जाता है। बहुत से केस हुए हैं जो बिगड़े हैं, लाखों रुपए इलाज के बाद भी बिगड़ गए और मृत्यु को प्राप्त हुए, ऐसे भी केस हुए हैं। बड़े बड़े लोगों के हुए हैं, कई कई लाख के बिल बने हैं, लेकिन जान भी गई है। इसलिए ये स्थिति को समझना समझदारी होगी अच्छी तरह से, और नहीं समझेंगे तो कोई किसी का क्या लेगा, अपनी जान से जाएगा। और जान से जाना इतनी सी बात के लिए मैं नहीं समझता कोई सेंसिबल है कि आप थोड़ा सा अगर होशियार रहें, थोड़ा समझ लें, सरकार को भी फोर्स करें, भाई आप टेस्ट करो, आप संभालो इस बात को। सरकार नहीं संभाल रही हम जानते हैं, लेकिन हम सरकार को भी दोष दें ये भी ठीक नहीं है। पब्लिक भी नहीं संभाल रही अपने आप को, ये भी हम जानते हैं। दोनों बातें हैं, पब्लिक नहीं संभाल रही, अपने आप को नहीं संभाल पा रही, खुश हो रही है कुछ नहीं होता, वो भी एक गलत सोच में चले गए, अजी कुछ नहीं होता है, क्या होता है, हम तो मस्त हैं। ये मत भूलना, लाइफ आप ही की नहीं है, देश की भी है, लाइफ आपके परिवार की भी है। आपके लिए जाना हो सकता है आसान हो, लेकिन उसका इम्पैक्ट जिन पर पड़ता है उनके लिए बहुत मुश्किल होती है। इसलिए थोड़ा सोच के, थोड़ा गंभीरता से, सीरियसली चलना चाहिए, और सरकार को उससे ज़्यादा गंभीर होना चाहिए। लेकिन दोनों में से कोई भी बात तो नहीं है। सरकार गंभीर होती तो हमें थोड़ा सा सांत्वना होती, चलो सरकार काम कर रही है, बड़ी तेज़ी से काम कर रही है, लेकिन ऐसा नहीं हो रहा है। सच को छुपा नहीं सकते हम, जितना मर्जी झूठ बोलते रहें, सच सामने खड़ा है तो आपको मारेगा, आपको बताएगा कि मैं हूँ। और आप सच को समझना नहीं चाहते, आप बात को घुमाना चाहते हैं, छोड़ो ना यार, तुम्हें बेकार देखा जाएगा। वो जब देखेंगे तो आपको पता भी नहीं लगेगा आप किधर खड़े हैं, कहाँ खड़े हैं, कैसे खड़े हैं। ये जानना, ये बताएगा आपको एनालिसिस कि आप कहाँ हैं। एनालिसिस कह रहा है कि आप में 87% लोग अभी तक रिस्क में हैं, रिस्क में। हालांकि वो 13% जो टेस्ट हुए वो भी रिस्क में हैं, लेकिन वो कम रिस्क में हैं क्योंकि उनके बारे में पता लग चुका है। लेकिन जो 86 या 87% लोग हैं वो पूरी तरह से रिस्क में हैं, वो नहीं जानते कि क्या होगा, और वो मस्त हैं, लाइफ एंजॉय कर रहे होंगे। हो सकता है, मैं ये नहीं कह रहा, उनकी शादियां भी हो रही होंगी, पार्टियां भी हो रही होंगी अगर वो अफोर्ड करेंगे, लेकिन रिस्क तो रिस्क है। मुझसे आपसे पूछ के तो काम नहीं करेगी, वो तो उसका अपना तरीका है, और उस बात को हम समझ सकते हैं अगर चाहें तो। मैं जानता हूँ मेरे ये टॉक बहुत थोड़े लोग देख रहे हैं, बहुत कम देख रहे होंगे क्योंकि उनको मज़ा नहीं आता, लेकिन ये मेरा काम नहीं है। मेरा काम बात करना है, वीडियो बनाना आपको है, दिखाना है। मैं समझता हूँ कि कितना समझता हूँ ये आप देखिए, मैंने कितना एनालाइज किया या कितना समझा ये आप देखिए। लेकिन अगर एनालिसिस को समझा जाए, सरकार भी समझे, पब्लिक भी समझे, और यदि उस पर एक्शन ले, तो मैं समझता हूँ इससे अच्छा कुछ नहीं होता है। जो सरकार को अपना काम करना चाहिए और पब्लिक को अपना काम करना चाहिए, दोनों के अपने अपने। सरकार का पहला है, लेकिन सरकार ना करे, सरकार टाइम को घुमाई जाए, बातों को घुमाई जाए, तो उसका कोई अंत नहीं है। और पब्लिक भी वैसी ही होती है जैसे सरकार हो जाती है, सोचते हैं सरकार बोल रही है तो सही बोल रही होगी, सरकार टेस्ट नहीं कर रही है तो सही कर रही होगी। एक ऐसी नेगेटिव भावना आ जाती है, अरे यार सरकार तो करने दो ना, कर तो रहे हैं, बहुत अच्छा कर रहे हैं, देखो कितने लोगों का इलाज कर दिया उन्होंने। ये बातें हो रही, लेकिन जितनी इन्फॉर्मेशन आपको मिल रही है आप उससे खुश हैं, लेकिन जो नहीं मिल रही है वो आप नहीं जानते। हालांकि सरकार भी उसको जानती है, लेकिन सरकार चुप रहती है, वो सरकार बताती नहीं है। वो कहेगी अगर हमने बताया तो हम खुद फंस जाएंगे, इसलिए जब वो सरकार ना बताए तो पब्लिक को सरकार बनना पड़ता है, और पब्लिक को जानना पड़ता है कि आप कहाँ तक सही हैं या आप कहाँ तक गलत हैं। सरकार का काम सरकार को करना चाहिए, लेकिन सरकार नहीं करती है तो वो काम पब्लिक करती है, और वही एक हिस्सा मैं हूँ। जितना मैं कर सकता हूँ, जितना मैं कलेक्शन डाटा का करके समझ के बता सकता हूँ, और इससे ज़्यादा तो शायद मैं भी नहीं कर पाऊँगा। और मैं समझता हूँ आप लोग मेरी बात को समझ रहे होंगे, और अगर आप समझते हैं तो बहुत अच्छी बात है। और अभी एक घंटे से ऊपर का वीडियो हो चुका है, तो मैं नहीं चाहता इसको और लंबा खींचूँ। आप इतना ही काफ़ी समझिए, हम आपसे फिर मिलते रहेंगे, जैसा भी डाटा आएगा आपसे शेयर करते रहेंगे। और इसीलिए मैं आपको इस वीडियो क्लोज करता हूँ। आप सब